Hello everyone and welcome to MX Gaming. This is Eject the Warp Core episode 2 and I'm going to be talking about the crafting system. Now, just to start off, I know I haven't done Eject the Warp Core in many months since I first started. Eject the Warp Core for me was sort of I guess a test. Not a very good test, but it was kind of test footage because I wanted to contribute to the Stoked Radio. So I wanted to do a video and show them, you know, what I thought. I didn't know whether Stoked Radio was in for it or not. I guess they took a look. They didn't like it. Oh well. Well, it happens. That was the main reason why I didn't really do it, but talking with a few of my viewers and subscribers, they were saying, yes, do it. So here I am. I'm changing things up on Eject the Warp Core a little bit. Yes, it's going to still be constructive criticism as to what I personally don't like about the things in Star Trek Online, but I'm going to also leave it on a high note and say these are things that I like that are interesting, and these are things that I really do like about any new thing that's coming out. So so stay tuned. I'm going to try and do more Eject the Warp Core. I got a whole list of things that that I have issues with. So I know I have issues with them. I just got to make a list of pros. I'm not going to redo the timer ones. As negative as that one is, there's really not much pros to timers. So anyways, so I'm gonna start off with the cons of crafting. These are things that I really don't like about the crafting system. So, and I figured if I start off with negative stuff, and then when I end this video, it'll be leaving it on a positive note, and therefore, if the developers at Cryptic watch this video, happen to stumble upon it or whatever, they would maybe take some of these issues and learn from it, and also know that, you know, not all their hard work has gone in vain, because there's a lot of good things about the crafting system that I really do like, and I think the pros really outweigh the cons on this. So so starting off with my really big issue again is timers. Yes, timers. There's a 20-hour timer on this. That is fine. Well, it's not really fine, but I understand the reasoning behind this. I don't like it because it is crafting. So I don't do a lot of crafting. Crafting for me is I can't get into it. It's not fun. It's not really something I want to get into. I apologize if I cough. I got a cold, so, and it may sound a lot more stuffy than I usually do. I understand the reason for the timer, but I really think a 20-hour timer is way too much. Personally, I'd rather not even have a timer there. But again, that is just me. The other issue is this Finish Now button that you're going to pay 17,453 dilithium. I apologize for the dogs barking. They will bark at their own shadow. So this here, I think this really downgrades the whole crafting system. Not only does it downgrade the crafting system, it also downgrades Star Trek Online as a game. This is something that you see in a iPhone or Android app game. You know, it's I believe they call it pay to wait. In this case, it should be pay not to wait method. This is something that I really have a big issue with. I know that Cryptic is wanting to move sort of some of this stuff over to an Apple and Android app, that's fine and dandy. But I think this takes away from the game. It really does. This is something I really don't like. It makes the game feel cheesy in a sense. It's Star Trek Online is not one of those games where you can sit and play when you're when you're doing your business in the bathroom. It's really not, right? That's what an Android or iPhone app is for. So you can just kind of bum around on the toilet while you're doing your business and just playing a game or something, And those apps are not just for when you're in the bathroom, but it's those types of games. Star Trek Online is more in depth. It is a great MMO, and I'd love to see more greatness come from this. There's a lot of changes coming, even with the new Delta expansion, Delta Rising expansion. Sorry, and I'm excited for it. I'm really excited to see what they're going to add in. We got T5 ships. I know I have a bit of an issue with that. They got T6 ships, which we've already got some information on, and so this little piece right here, this does not give me a nice good feel about where the game is heading if we have things like this. Okay, let's see here. So I have a small issue is with progress is these slots right here. So excuse me, guys. And what I say about timers is because you could do quickly one of these things here. You can start doing this, and this is about 5 minutes. So you have 5 minutes to wait for this thing here, and it'll be right here. And then there's one that like if you go higher, depending on if you have all the stuff or not. So this one, okay, so it won't even tell me. Oh, okay, I have to do the confirm. Okay, so this is going to take me 2 hours to do. Okay, so yeah, you could do two separate things while this is going. Now you can get more R&D research lab scientists, but they have to be one for beams, one for cannon, one for engineering, one for ground weapons, one for projectiles, one for science, and one for shields, in order to do more of these 20-hour research things. So that's kind of a nice thing. So it will help speed up some of your stuff, but at the same time, I guess the way I see it is it's sort of the lazy way of doing things, because you don't even have to really research anything. You just do these research projects that are 20 hours, and Bob's your uncle and you're done, kind of deal, right? The point of crafting is to discover new things, and by discovering new things, you would get experience from that. So while you can do 5 of these research things, I mean, in all honesty, what are you actually learning from the crafting system? Nothing. So this is an easy way out of doing actually any crafting. You could do this until you get to level 15 on anything, and then you can make the cool things. So, but that aside, like you have things that you need to unlock each one. This one says raise at least 3 schools to level 5, raise any school to level 15 or before you get this. And considering that level 15 is the last level on anything, this is, what's the point in even having this? I mean, really, I can understand maybe like level 5, maybe level 10, and then you could work from 10 to 15. Anyways, I think I talked about more of this as a small issue than as a bigger issue, or vice versa. I'm not sure. I'm kind of like zoned out a little bit. Anyways, so another issue is, we'll even show it here. Yes. Okay. So some of these things, these two things here. These there's one on each crafting thing. This one does not show. That's because I am at a certain level that does not show it. So at the end, there's always going to be something here that you will have to do for the higher level stuff. So they cost very rare stuff, but then you have to pay a dilithium. When I was originally going through my notes, I didn't really have a problem with the 500 dilithium, but I don't know, I might rethink that, because you're using a bit of rare stuff, especially for this 4000 one. 5 aggranite gas and 3 plankton. I think that's plankton. And then plus 4000 dilithium. I mean, for me as a casual player, dilithium is a little hard to come by because I don't play all the time. When I do play, it's usually because I'm doing a review or something else. Very rare do I actually sit and play just to play, so it's, for me, 4000 dilithium is a lot. And yes, I know there's ways that you can get dilithium, but like I said, as a casual player and as a YouTuber, I don't really get to actually play the game. So the 4000 is I think a little excessive. Maybe 1000 I think would be good. So the other one is the XP is lower than what you would think. So for a component, you get 3 XP. For the focusing lens, you get 1. For the barrel synchronizer, you get 1. So anything that's like the starting stuff here, this is where the low XP items are. It's not even really worth your time to do, except for the projects, research projects. They're about 6,000 experience. Excuse me, guys. I think the biggest XP that you're gonna get is from probably doing some of these things. So you get 3,000 XP, but it's gonna take you 5 hours. So now the nice thing is if you do have all these components, for some reason you somehow get these components together, you can still do this crafting. So it says low cannon R&D skill. It says this R&D task has a recommended skill of 150, but the current skill contributing towards the result of the R&D task is only 30. While the R&D task will not fail, starting a task with low R&D skill will result in a low rarity item. So it's nice that it's not going to fail. You're at least guaranteed a Mark 12 item. It's going to be common, but at least it won't fail for whatever reason, like it would in normal games. So that's a bonus right there. So that's a good pro right there. And I've gone over the research projects. Like I said, there's sort of, it seems like it's a lazy way of crafting. So I mean, like, the point of crafting is to craft new things. Now, I don't know how much time the developers had to actually work on the crafting system, but what I'd like to actually see is you able to modify your current weapons. Give them increased damage per second, increase damage, increase, you know, accuracy, increase your critical hit, you know, up to like a certain, like a maximum or something like that. That would be awesome. I think if you were able to upgrade your current weapons, I think that would be a game changer. It would really be an awesome game changer, because then you could really start tinkering with a lot of things, and I think it would be really neat. Because you know, if you look at prime example is Star Trek Voyager, they're always trying to modify their own stuff with what they had. So I mean, that's something that crafting really should be, is to modify your existing weapons. So I hope that there's something like that coming in the future. I'm not sure, but I really do hope that's something that they are looking at. Excuse me, guys. Now, now the points of interest that I really like is that you can use DOFs in order to, or you use your duty officers to do all this stuff. So it's kind of like you're delegating this stuff to the duty officers. Obviously, we know that you're doing it anyways, but we at least know that this emergency R&D hologram is doing this research project for me, so that I'm not, you know, sitting here, you know, my whole entire day for 20 hours doing whatever needs to be done, you know. So you're delegating tasks in that way. And I mean, it's only a few simple clicks and whatnot in order to get this going. So that's not too bad. The other thing is, let's see here. Let's just do this. So, let's see here. So I have the catalyst. So you can get catalysts that will improve the, I think it's the rarity of these. And then, if you have a duty officer, they can, so I have a plus 15 crafting skill on this one. So this is a recommended skill of 10. He's got a recommended skill of 60 plus 15, so that's 75 right there. So he's got 75, and I get a 71% increase for a very rare. So, well, actually, it's I don't know how the percentage works out, but now look at this. There's 0% for common and 0% for uncommon. There's no way I'm going to get a common or uncommon. I'm going to get a 29% chance to get a rare, but I have a better chance of getting a 71% chance of getting an anti-proton beam array. Now, yes, this is only a Mark II, but at least, you know, it's still a very rare one. You know, you know, if I have a character that's starting out, I can just, you know, craft these and get very rares for him and send them to my character, and then he can sell them after he's done with them. You know, so I mean, this is not a bad idea. So that's a pretty nice little point of interest. Now I think that's the rarity changes, and okay, so the rarity is based off these two. It can change, I think, between these two. I'm not entirely sure. I'd have to look that up. Now, some pros. So first of all, this is much better than what the crafting system used to be. I like the interface. It's nice. It's easy to use. It's much simpler, and it's much easier to use than it was previous. I remember when I first started in Star Trek Online, I started doing some crafting stuff. I didn't even understand what I was doing. It was just so messed up. And then by the time that you got to like crafting awesome stuff, like you had like a list of like 40 or more things that you needed to get in order to craft things. I mean, it looked like it was just slapped together and then just handed to the players. With this, it's nice, it's easy. You have how many? You have seven areas. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. So you have beams, cannons, engineering, ground weapons, projectiles, science, and shields. I mean, That's pretty cool. I mean, technically speaking, they could actually put beams, cannons, and projectiles, and even ground weapons in tactical, and then have engineering with shields, and maybe add, and then science, and you know, I mean, there's a lot of things that they could do. But anyways, I digress a little bit there. So the fact that you can, you know, like it's much bigger, it's easier to see, it's not as small. You know, there's some things I do have to squint and look at, like it's like it says beams crafting skill. I think, you know, I'm like, I have to look, I have to lean forward. It looks like 80, but it's probably 60. Now it could be just the font size that I have, or the UI size that I've put, because I don't like things really big. I hate big things that take up the whole entire screen, and you only have like a small little screen just to play around. You know, I don't like that. That's why I have as much bare minimum of things on my screen so that I can focus. Let's see here. Big thing. You can access this from anywhere. So it doesn't matter if you're out in space, if you're out in the middle of you know, Timbuktu, you can access this anywhere. You just go into your duty officer, and there it is, R&D right there. So that's a huge plus compared to Guild Wars 2, which I actually stopped playing Stowe for probably about 6 months to play Guild Wars 2. For their crafting system, you had to go to individual craft masters, and you could only do 2 crafting disciplines at a time. So with this one, you have 7 crafting disciplines, and you can do them at, you know, in a sense, you could do them one at a time, but until you open up more slots, then you can start doing more. So you can you have the potential to do 5 crafting slots at once, or crafting disciplines at once. So that's a bonus right there. That's a very nice plus. And with, like I said, in Guild Wars, you had to go to crafting masters, and they weren't everywhere. They weren't everywhere on each of the maps. Some had them, some didn't, and depending on where you were, you know, you know, like, and sometimes you have to go to the other end of, not the map, but other end of where they were, if you were doing 2 different disciplines at the same time. Let's see here. So this actually brings me to my point that they're all in one area. You don't have to go to different people. It's just there. It's wonderful, easy to use, and like I said, it's visually better because it's much bigger. I can actually sit here and see it. You know, when you see here, it says requires level 0, so I can craft this at no crafting experience whatsoever, and I can start crafting. But it takes a energy weapons officer to do. This one takes a tactician, another energy weapons officer. You know, so I mean, those are pretty cool. So this one requires a security officer in order to do ground armor. So there you go. And then when you do a crafting, say here, you know, you can see what you need, and it's pretty easy to see. And I mean, obviously the hover over button here, that works really nicely. And then here you see what rarity you're gonna get. So in this case, I have a higher chance of, a 48% chance of getting a common Mark 8. So that's not too bad. Let's see here. So the cool upgraded weapons here. These are pretty cool, or not just the upgraded stuff. So once you reach to level 15, sorry, I gotta take a drink, guys. So with the beams here, you get this arc beam array. And let's see here. Let's do phaser, because I have one of these. Now they're only Mark 12, which is nice. There are no other marks. Confirm. So there's still a bit involved with this, and now I need to have a person to do this in order to see what rarity I get, whether I have the chance of a very rare or an ultra rare. The ultra rare would be pretty cool. So it gives you ×4 for an ultra rare, and this one gives you ×3. So the damage output looks the same. Yeah. So that may change, so you never know. But anyways, so at least you have the chance of getting an ultra rare omnidirectional phaser beam array. I think you can only equip one at a time. Let's see here. Oh, I'm on the wrong character. Never mind. So yeah, I think you can only equip one at a time, because if you have a ship full of these, I mean, you'd be just 360-degree firing every time, and that would upset a lot of players. So that's pretty cool. You get these basically ultimate weapons here, and this is pretty cool. A wide arc and anti-proton or phaser dual heavy cannons. So this is a wide arc one. I have one, and it is awesome. I love it. So yeah, you get some pretty cool stuff. Engineering here. I think you get the Aegis. You start getting into the Aegis stuff. So this is the Aegis impulse engines. I don't think projectiles. What does projectiles do? Particle emission, plasma torpedo launcher. So that's the only one you get. You don't get anything else. You just get this. Science does probably the deflector. Yeah, the Aegis deflector, and you get this console exotic particle field exciter. So what does this do? Increase your maximum shield capacity and adding to your starship shield system skill, and increase exotic damage in addition to when your ship's shields are healed. The field exciter gives your ship a temporary bonus to weapon power. So that's pretty cool. That little thing right there. Can you add more than one? I have no idea, to be honest. I don't know. So, and then here's the Aegis shields, and then you get that's all you get is the Aegis shields. I don't think you get anything special. Yeah, you don't get anything special for personal shields. Because we all know ground combat sucks. So those are some pretty cool things. So the Aegis stuff you can now get at level 15 in each discipline for shield, science, and engineering, and then you can have the Aegis set. So there you guys have it. There's my Eject the Warp Core. Like I said, there's a lot of pros, and I'm glad that they changed the crafting system. I know a lot of people were really happy with it. I know some people were still like, no, we don't like it. They poo-pooed it. But for the most part, when you look at the pros and the cons outweigh the cons, and the cons are something that I think can be changed. You know, the only thing is you know, my biggest issue is timers. I mean, honestly, guys at Cryptic, what is your deal with timers? I mean, you guys love timers on everything. Timers, cooldowns, everything. It's just one big wait. And I mean, this is the 25th century in this game, guys. You don't wait very long for a lot of things. So I think you guys need to sort of rethink some things. So that's pretty much it. Overall, I enjoy the crafting system. I'm still learning it. I have someone helping me learn it. But in the meantime, I am doing the lazy way. I will admit, I am doing the lazy way. I should slap myself on the hand and say, no, don't do that. But that's, unfortunately, right now, that's the best way to get your experience upon anything. So I'm trying to actually open up this 4th slot here. So I already got beams to level 6. I'm getting this to level 5, and I'm gonna work on this to get to level 5 as well. So Anyways, that is it for me. Thank you for watching. If you agree, disagree, or think of something that I might have missed or didn't touch on, please let me know in the comment section. I want to get some discussion on this, and I didn't really get much discussion in my first video, so I really want to get a lot of discussion in this one here. So if you guys happen to watch it, please comment, say, hey, I think you missed this, or I think you're wrong on this. Please let me know, because I really want to hear your thoughts. I want to get discussion on this. And anyways, thank you for watching. Live long and prosper, and as always, we'll see you out there.